All right, flowers.
Flowers and the sandals.
Yeah, plenty of names here. Oh, we had a really good chat with Tal now.
Good.
And
Sure.
then I will have a chat with you here.
Thank you.
So maybe we start from, well, you can introduce yourself and then just say, speak to, why you came here, how you found us, and the process of staying with us and how you changed.
For sure. Okay. Yeah. So, well, I'm from the earth, but I was born in Virginia. And let's see, I've been in Australia the last 3 years. And I kind of was looking a little bit for my mom for things. And I was here 15 years ago in Peru when I got called towards ayahuasca then, and I was like, I'm going to come back there. So I was looking up centers for that, and Huachuma popped up, and I was going through so many websites, and I just felt called to come.
Just by reading the content.
Yeah, at first I was like, I'll come for a week, and you were like, yeah, come, but that's not really long enough, but you're welcome, and leave the end open, And I think it was maybe like a second ceremony that I came to you and was like, I think I'll stay like a month. Now it's been 2. But it's like a time warp here, so time is irrelevant. But yeah, it's been a really beautiful journey. I'm very grateful and thankful. And so I was a bit like depressed, I think,
when you came.
When I came, yeah, and that's kind of what drew me to do more healing work with myself. Like I was seeing myself in these loops and these patterns and in my life, and I went home. I left my partner of 2.5 years and went home to my family after the whole COVID thing. I hadn't seen them, and it was pretty heavy. My mom has cancer, and seeing her pretty weak was a shock. So I just found myself like sad and crying and over for months every night. And I was like, okay, I need to break out of this.
Yeah,
so here I came.
Mm-hmm. And how was the beginning, the medicine, the teaching?
For sure. Well, they're kind of endless and infinite, but I'll try to hit some highlights. So maybe the first week or so, I had a lot of trust in myself and in the medicine and you, and I didn't ask I didn't have too many expectations. I was aware of how I felt and things from my past that I wanted to let go of and deal with, but I didn't know how that process was going to unfold. But in the first week, it was like, it showed me that I was in the right space with the right people, doing the right work. So yeah, that was really beautiful. And then I started putting more intentions into when I drank the medicine and into my ceremonies, and I had a lot of emotional releases. You told me when I came, like when you can't just like bust people open, it's like a layer, like an onion. So just being patient, because in my life I'm always going and exhausting myself and chasing after something, but it's all in me. So yeah, peeling off the layers, and I went through a lot of release of like childhood traumas and things I've been through, and I had the process where I cut off my dreads, which I'd had for through the whole COVID thing for 3 years,
What about the title for this will be Recovering Hippie Meets Huachuma in Peru?
Sounds good.
Yeah, would you like that?
She said, you're not sure if I am a hippie, I'm
No,
a fake
you
hippie.
are. No, you are.
And me.
You are. Yeah. But do you consider yourself a hippie?
I like to put myself in boxes.
Okay.
But I'm very connected with nature.
Well, nature is not hippie. I love nature, and I have nothing to do with that.
And you shower and shave.
Yeah, absolutely.
They got me shaving, legs, my outfit. It's a whole transformation, but that's just the outside.
But
the inside.
That would be a cool title. I mean, if you like, if not, it's okay. But I think it would be a cool title. If you feel comfortable, of course, with that. If not, it's okay. We'll just put some other title.
I feel comfortable.
Yeah. Well, it will piss off many people, but no, it's okay.
That's alright.
Yeah.
The truth comes out.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was a beautiful process of releasing that, and I had kind of my first and only purge right before I cut them. Like I made my space to burn them by the river, and yeah, I had beautiful, like what you called my mantra of the things that I released each time I cut one off. The next ceremony I burned them, and that same day my parents told me they're selling the house I grew up in. We've been in for 33 years. So that
serious
was,
changes
really
back home.
letting go. And yeah. So that was beautiful, and actually, like, you know, realizations through talking and sharing with others here, which is really beautiful, and seeing things myself more clearly, and realizing that I give a lot of love, but it was to fill a hole and a lack within myself, you know. Like when I was younger, I was taking care of everybody and forgot to take care of myself. So I kind of went back to my younger self and forgave myself and gave myself compassion. And like, I'm very grateful for everything that's happened to me, you know. I even said last night, like, if you don't go through darkness, then maybe it's harder to see the light, you know. So I'm appreciative of that.
More
Maybe who I
appreciation.
am, yes, I appreciate that at all. But so yeah, just some more work with self-love came up kind of in the middle, and yeah, like going back to my younger self. And then I kind of let that go and moved on, and I had this feeling halfway through, like, oh, I am love and light, and you know, I don't have much more work. And then I thought, oh, that's a bit naive. Like, healing and knowing yourself is a lifelong process, a lifelong journey. As soon as I walk out the door, new things bombard me. And so, yeah, it's a beautiful thing to see. And
So how was the medicine for you?
amazing. I feel like I'm overflowing, like the cups of medicine you gave me.
Spilling over.
I'm spilling over with gratitude
Yeah.
and love and light and beauty. And,
So you had a lot of psychedelics before.
I did, yeah, but always kind of in like a party sense, you know, festivals and friends and gatherings, acid mushrooms. Not so much intention put into them, or in a safe space, sacred space, you know, with medicine, you know. It's
Yeah,
more
with
like these
actual
are
medicine.
drugs, you know. And I had in the past addictions, you know, for 20 years I drank. There was meth, there was coke, there was deeper things when I was younger, trying to rebel against authority and trying to find myself. I don't know what it was, but then I realized that was the hole that I had inside myself. I was trying to fill it. Like, that was how removed from myself I was.
Did you read my
these other
books?
Things. I started one year,
Which one?
but everybody takes them all the time, so it's hard. Well, I decided to start with the first one, but
Oh,
maybe I should. I only have a small backpacker. I would love to take them all.
Would you like? Do you have space?
We'll see once I pack.
Okay.
I'm about to go pack.
Okay. Sure, we can talk about it.
Yeah, so.
It's just like why I mentioned it. It just relates to what you're saying.
Of
You know,
course, yeah.
so all my path is just kind of just rebellious adventures. You know, just seeking myself, seeking truth and meaning. So what you're saying is very much resonates. So that's why I said that. Lots of it you find in the book, and that can kind of guide you through.
Of course, yeah, I'd love to have that.
Especially after spending 2 months here, it's like all different books now. As a real books now.
A story of my life, too.
Yeah,
Into
we were all
romance.
together. So how do you feel yourself now versus what you were when you came, in terms of maybe emotional changes, spiritual, whatever? How different do you feel?
Well, I feel like I had another very, very transformational experience. There were two like that come to my mind, like, and the one was I didn't have like in the day in the ceremony. It was like, oh, you know, felt like I was in other people's energies and I wasn't really focused, you know. And I came back here and I went to take a shower and I looked myself in the mirror and like how I was like glowing, you know, and my smile was like permanent, and I saw like the child in me, but also how that can be very a playful thing, but also the mature, like I can have both, you know, and just how free I felt.
We are both.
Yeah, of course, we have everything inside of us, the DNA or the universe, you know, so.
We're all processes.
Yeah.
You know, as we grow, you still maintain
Yeah, it's a cycle.
everything
It's
else
a
that you
spiral.
were.
Yeah.
Kind of maturing child. You know?
Blossoming.
Blossoming,
Flower.
yeah.
Yeah, that was a beautiful experience, and I felt like just something opened there. And that was, I don't know, a few weeks ago. Because you told me, like, you see, everybody has their own timeline, their own process, and I was very excited to come back. But you're like, around 6 weeks, you know, and the 6th week was really powerful for me, and that's when that happened. And then again, last night, which was my last ceremony, I had the beautiful medicine that she made for us. It felt very special to be a part of. And I also, through sharing with, you know, some people here that see things that sometimes I don't see, that I realize maybe like myself is trying to keep myself safe from some things that I don't notice. And through sharing, it's like I still had that, my energy was like trying to reach out to others, you know, to like fill this gap that was, like I saw myself and I saw the love and I saw the beauty, but did I feel it, you know, because I've numbed myself for so long. And so I processed that, and I released a lot, I cried a lot, and I felt like compassion for my younger self, and gave myself that love and was like, it's okay, and I forgave myself, and realized that like my family is beautiful and loving, but they all have their own things, you know, of course everybody has their own traumas, dramas, story, ego, and I felt like they lost themselves in all the stuff we went through, like they forgot to love themselves. So when you're surrounded by that and grown up in that, then maybe you forget as well. Gave compassion to all them. Yeah. So that was really beautiful and healing. And after the cry, like I just felt so like buzzing, and I felt really whole and really complete. And like I started talking to myself again, like I do when I'm feeling good, and laughing and giggling. I was like, oh, really funny, and like, yeah, it was really beautiful. So
it's pretty horrible to feel depressed.
Yeah, I know.
Like I never was
normally.
depressed, but you know, I got close to it first time in my life when all this COVID shit hit. Mm-hmm. You know, but that's like, you know, it wasn't for a week.
Yeah.
And then, you know, I just pulled myself out of it, but I can see that in people.
Yeah, well, we get stuck in loops. I mean, traumas create these loop patterns.
Heavy faces, like depressed, just kind of repelling. Mm-hmm. Energetically, you know. Mm-hmm. But you're not that. You're shining.
Yeah.
You know.
So yeah, I feel really centered. Like I found my center, and like I say, like things are always, you know, like a tree. I have my roots, and like things are always going to sway me. But like it's coming back to that and learning how to keep it, and helping others through love, but not getting lost in their stuff, you know. Exactly. And I realized last night as well with the self-love that you don't really, I don't know exactly how to say it, but like, you don't love others, like you love yourself so completely and so fully that it's overflowing and spilling out, and then others
so
feel
not for
it.
everyone. Yeah,
and I've also realized that like people are reflections of me, you know, in a mirror. So if I love myself and I'm looking at you, I love you. So that was really beautiful.
Okay. So what are you taking home now?
Other than all that?
Other than 4 books, 4 heavy books. What are you taking home?
in my journal full of like epic realizations, and I think I'm taking home just the connection to myself, to source, to the divine, to the medicine, to all the beautiful people I've met here. Yeah, it's really, really powerful. And also, like, I feel like I'm called to walk, you know, more of a healing path and continue to work with plant medicines and hold space for people. And so I just feel like I'm taking home my truth, you know, love and light and healing. And I mean, home is everywhere I go.
Yeah, so. Home is where you feel home.
Yeah. And deep gratitude and respect for the work that is being done here.
Okay, well, it's very beautiful. Mm-hmm. It's really good to see you change. Really good. When you came, I felt like I can definitely make a difference if you know, sit with yourself, drink medicine, you know. And it was easy for you in that sense, you know.
Yeah, if you have trust, you know, I think that really helps. Trust in the medicine and don't resist, you know.
I mean, you're you're the girl who took the most medicine here from all women ever. Like, I never
And I'm
had.
tiny.
You're tiny, you take so much medicine, my God. What I give you, I can give 4 people. It's actually 4 people.
Yesterday.
4 people dose. So it's like, wow, this guy is just depleting my,
But there's plenty of
supply, you know.
medicine, and we're easy, so it goes both ways.
It helps.
Your
It
stress
compensates.
They're down in your medicine.
But it was a lot of medicine for you, but I'm glad it all helped you to be you. That's why we drink the medicine. To become ourselves.
And I realized last night too, I had the download that I am the medicine, so not necessarily of course when you're processing things and you want to go deeper, do it, but you have it within you as well. So that's really beautiful. And my sensitivity, I went through a process of kind of asking, and the more you drink, I think too, I have more sensitivity to these things because I've numbed myself for so long. And
Yeah,
I was
of
maybe
course, you
that's
need to.
why I needed more, but no, it was perfect. It's the right,
It's part
it's
of
the
it.
right amount. I trusted that.
Mm-hmm. Well, you're no longer numb.
No.
You're awake, you're sensitive, you're aware.
Yeah. To all the energies
Connected.
around me, and letting go of attachment so you can really be free. This is how you fly, but keeping the connection, and come back. And I'm in my sign and things. I'm very a lot of air, a lot of water. I'm Cancer, connected to water emotions.
Yeah, we're
cleansing
both.
of fire, but I don't have much earth. And this is why I realized that's why maybe I love to be in nature so much. I'm trying to get that grounding, but I'm not connecting myself. I'm just in it, sitting there, it's pretty, but to become a
That's
part
actually
of it.
connecting it. That's what we're doing. That's why we lay on the ground to put full connection to the earth.
Yeah, last ceremony I didn't even want my pellet. I was now my head on the earth, and I was like,
Yeah, it's just hugging the planet, hugging the earth. That's because we are both cancers, I'm July 3rd, you're July 6th. So we are very we're 3 days apart, our birthdays, although they and we are both, we're the same in the Chinese calendar.
Are you dragon?
No,
Me and
I'm
Marcelo?
dragon.
Yeah.
Are you? Awesome. Yeah, it's 12 years difference, So we're both dragons and we're both, cancers. So there is that, and I definitely employ earth connection in my work very strongly. Because flying it's easy. Grounding it's hard.
Well, yeah, I do massage, and I've realized through the work that most people are walking this far off the earth. You're so in your head, and that's another thing. I'm thinking a lot. I don't sleep well. Here, I've slept beautifully every night, and
medicine pacifies you.
and my visions were every time I started thinking too much, they get a bit more TV screen, fuzzy, cloudy, and then I would, find my center again, and they'd be so crisp and clear.
Clarity.
Yeah.
That's the name of the
Profound
game
clarity.
here.
Yeah.
That's the name. For me, it always has been. Everything else is just thank you for bonuses. It's all bonuses. For me, that's what I'm looking at medicine. It's the clarity.
Yeah,
Vision.
and it's really beautiful how it works with, when you do put intention into your ceremony, how it, it's not this direct answer I'm taking a test or something. It's throughout the day.
Oh, it can be that too.
And later, true, but and then it all perfectly comes together,
Weaving together.
Yeah, it's all interwoven.
Like ayahuasca in Huachuma, in our place.
Yeah.
Dancing together. Each doing their work. That's wonderful. That's really good to see. It's very rewarding always to see people get well, and happy, and going home in a better way they came. That's just the case with 99% of the people.
Oh yeah, better than better. I feel like I'm reborn. Honestly, I felt that a few different times.
Yeah.
I'm glad to walk this new path, But
Would you stay longer?
Yeah.
That won't be possible in a week. It just take a week to just adjust to the altitude here, just to feel comfortable.
Right.
So that's the work starts down the road, you know, when you make the commitment and really sit with yourself,
Yeah.
you know, and really willing to show up and fully in your body and in your spirit.
Mm-hmm.
And the results are there.
Mm-hmm.
And relatively speaking, very fast. It's just a few months. It's a life-changing thing.
Yeah.
What is few months in life? Nothing. Just nothing changed. You go back, I guarantee you, everybody is the same. Nothing changed. Nobody changed. You know.
Well, I've been sending some like loving and healing and light to a lot of my family, and I can even see the results in that. Like the conversations I've had with them, like, I feel like they're feeling it, you know, because it's all out there, you know, in the web of connections, and we're all universal consciousness. So that's been really beautiful to see, and I hope to bring people back with me, you know, those that want to and feel it. And
I think it's good.
some family and friends. And
Are you going back to drugs?
I mean, I wouldn't say drugs. I may use mushrooms
Yeah, no,
here
mushrooms.
and there.
That's natural.
Yeah. That's what my dad told me.
That's
My
good.
first festival, I'm like 14 leaving. He's like, just stick to natural stuff from the earth, like weed, mushrooms. And yeah, it's
No,
great.
that's cool. Mushrooms.
But no, like I don't feel called to do.
Anything else?
Yeah, no,
Well-
definitely not drinking. No,
No.
no. And the other stuff
You
is
have to
more in the
protect it.
past. Yeah.
To protect the sacred space that you have created here in the medicine.
Yeah, and opening and closing my space
Yeah,
was
no.
really a beautiful process to go through and feel like giving thanks and asking for all these different spirits and things that I work with to be there with me. And yeah, I really want to hold space in intentional ceremonies for healing.
Of course,
not
using
just like,
natural
"Woo!"
medicines.
Yeah, and there's so many, you know, like every medicine really comes from the earth, you know. We
Yeah.
just find ways to make it in a lab and
Wow.
add some other stuff that doesn't belong there. That's a whole nother thing. But yeah, I'm trying to, like I believe in it, and I've learned some through like working with massage and different things. And I'm telling my mom, like, oh, try this, try that, you know, I've done some Ayurvedic stuff, different herbs, different spices. But the more I know, and the more I can share, and the more people will trust me and will feel this, you know, energy that I'm giving. So I'm really happy to be able to be that link, you know, for others. And so yeah, I just want to keep learning, and you learn through experience, you know. So
And sure.
yeah,
Yeah.
of course.
Well, that sounds really good.
Mm.
So, what would you like to share to wrap it up?
Well, I would recommend coming here.
Obviously.
The right people will come, you know, and the ones that, you know, and they fade away. And yeah, just to trust yourself and know that you have all the power within you. You know, it's always been there. You just have to remember. We go through our lives forgetting and remembering all the time. So, you know, not to be too hard on yourself when you're feeling a bit lost or like you've forgotten, but just really try and find a connection with yourself. Once you find that, you feel this connection to everything around you, because you are everything around you. So yeah, I think that's really important. And when you get all your things out of the way, like your egos and your stories and dramas and traumas, and you gain this clarity, you know, and I think then you can really truly have compassion for others, which is a way to heal the world, for sure.
Yeah, well, it starts from yourself.
Of course, yeah.
You know,
letting go of
self-love, that's
yourself.
where it starts, you know. All right.
Yeah, I
so,
feel very honored, very, very blessed to be here. Yeah, thank you so much.
all right,
Thank
flowers.
me, thank Oles, thank your family, thank Huachuma.
Thanks, everybody. All the forces, all
My
the
soul
beings,
family
all
that I found here.
Yeah, these are connections for life. Some of them.
Of course.
Not all, but some of them for sure stay. I'm still friends with people I drank first ayahuasca in Huachuma 17 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, in 2005. So this is, you know, we share sacred space together. It's just another dimension to friendship, to bonding, you know.
Really powerful.
All right, Anna. Well, you have a beautiful journey home, and I really hope your mom, you know, recovers from this evil on earth.
Yeah, she
I
has
know, I
it
lost,
within herself.
Both of my parents died from cancer, so I have seen cancer. You know, that's scary. You know, people afraid of COVID, man. It's like, see
She's
what
afraid
cancer
of a lot.
does to you.
She's afraid of a lot of things, and I think that's a big part of it. Stress and anxiety for years and years and years. But yeah, she has the light within herself. So.
Well, I
Thank
wish
you.
her to recover. But if not, you just be there for her. You know, if that's what she got, just be there for her.
Yeah,
Be
it's
there.
part of her journey.
Just, you know, it's important because I didn't have this opportunity. So just be there with her for her, guide her through, if that's what it is. But hopefully there is more for her to experience, you know. So wish her well,
Thank you.
wish you well, and possibly we'll see you in the future.
I think so. Better load up lots of bottles for me. Come back. Yeah, definitely. I see.
The people who connect, they come back.
Yeah, it was my second ceremony. I was like, at the, you know, really in the beginning at the Rock, and I got to download like Peru, and bring people here, and
Wow, the world needs that. People needs that. And now,
Yeah.
especially with all this COVID, and all this, you know, what's unfolding as a result. You know,
Yeah,
so
fear.
more stress, more fear, more problems. You know, I need to clean that. Okay.
okay.
Okay, Flowers War, thank you for coming. Thank you for showing up, for doing the work. And now it's time to reap the results. You know, give it some time to unfold and see what happens in your life.
Yeah.
All right, well,
My new
all the
path.
best.
The beginning of a new cycle,
For
a
sure.
new journey,
Yeah,
brand new me.
perfect. All right, Flowers.
Thank you so much. Okay. Lots of
Alright.
love.
Cool.
Appreciation.
Now I need to clean the broken glass.